Peter is not gone in Spider-Man 3, Lowenthal reveals. Grant Taylor Hill over at Insider Gaming at a recent benefit held to fundraise for those impacted by the LA wildfires. Yuri Lowenthal caught up with the one publication about Spider-Man 3, The Benefit. Multi-Con was held on February 22nd and featured guests such as, well, Kevin Smith, Seth Green, Lowenthal himself, and many others. Peter Parker's since been 2018 as Spider-Man was also in attendance. He couldn't say much, but what he could confirm was that Peter Parker is not gone in Spider-Man 3 and will still play a pivotal part in the campaign despite what the ending of Spider-Man 2 might suggest. Light spoilers for the end of Spider-Man 2. Peter goes one way, Miles goes the other. So you kind of going, whoa, really? I kind of got the same impression coming off of that. Dude, there's a whole article for Grant Taylor Hill. I just want to dive in. The ending of Ragnarok, when we get into God of War, where he kind of sets up for Atreus or sets up for Kratos, it's the same kind of feeling here. It's like, man, you guys are PlayStation Studios, aren't you? Right? So we're now in this situation. Michael, you haven't played it yet. It is out now on PC. Will you get Spider-Man 2 for PC?
It's on the growing list, Drew, right? It's on that list of like, I need to get to that game, but we'll see, right? I got a ton of other games. There's a ton more games coming out. It's definitely one of those that I want to play. I'm curious how much the impact of the movies are going to have on this game, right? Miles Morales is supposed to have his own movie. Delayed, kind of split up the trilogy that they were supposed to have happen. That was supposed to kind of be wrapped up, I think, last year. That movie got delayed. I don't know if it has a new release date, right? So I'm curious if that is playing a role at all of like, hey, we were supposed to get Miles' story. We were supposed to see in the movies at least what Miles' story was. We don't have that yet. So I'm wondering if that is playing somewhere on the back end of like, okay, right, people are kind of losing interest in Miles, right? Because they don't have that movie. Maybe we keep Peter around. He is kind of the Spider-Man that I think most people think of. So I'm curious if that has an impact. Again, I want to check these games out. This is why I got to buy a PlayStation, Drew. I'm assuming this is a PS6 game. This is why I need to go PS6. I don't want to be waiting for these games to come out on PC. I want to be able to play them day one.
Okay, so here's the rumors, right? The running theory right now for Spider-Man 3. We'll have 3 protagonists, much like the Grand Theft Auto 5 did back in 2013, right? So it sounds like we're getting Cindy Moon, who is known as Silk. So when Spider-Man got bit back in the day, so did Cindy Moon. We just didn't really see that part. That part now was never really introduced until like comics later, this, that, and the other. And then she's like captivated and held in more as like a prison. So curious to see how this plays out. Rumors, suggestions, all that kind of stuff. Sounds like we could be into a Spider-Man Miles Morales 2. And then get into Spider-Man 3. Insomniac just on a giant roll right now, right? Can they keep that momentum going? Wolverine, where is that at? Right? So, do they have 2 teams? I think they do. And maybe that's kind of one's working on Spider-Man, while the other works on Wolverine. So, and then when the time comes, boom, work on from Miles, they switch over to Spider-Man 3, and they just keep the cycle going, right? Rest in peace to the Resistance series. So, it's one of those interesting to see where all this could line up. When do we start to hear news? With Spider-Man 2 just hitting PC, yeah, whatever. It's been a while. It was only was it just last year we had Spider-Man 2? Like, it feels so much longer than that. But it was one of those, wow, man. So we'll see. No, it wasn't last year. It was the year before. That's why. So Spider-Man 2, it's been a couple years. Insomniac is so quick to pump out their games, but quality, right? They're quality games. It's not just a matter of, oh, here's another game and it's just broken. The PC port handled by somebody else, not Insomniac, just so you know. Patch after patch after patch. Scott and Corey just reviewed it on the show. They had a great time on PC. Just saying.
Nice.
So bugs are fixed. Definitely recommend picking it up if you haven't played it yet. Who do we get to see? The way it ended, and again, no spoilers for the ending, just that little kind of side note of one kind of goes one way and one goes the other way. But there are other villains now. I'm like, like there's so many opportunities. Which ones do they pull into Miles' experience if we are going to get this Miles Morales 2 situation and then Spider-Man 3? Do we get some of those that were there at the end of that game now carried over? Like, they've really branched themselves out in the Spider-Man universe without having to go to that, here's the multiverse situation, right? That Marvel's so known for now at this point, because that's how they pull in everything. And it's just exhausting. So it's nice to see that they're not in that vein, but Insomniac's just so smart. They're such a smart studio. Cannot wait to find out anything at all. But I was happy to hear that, yes, in 3, Peter is back. Can you have a Spider-Man without Peter Parker? We did get Miles Morales, though.